Hi, this is Linda with Watery Wishes, and today I have I would call it a fairly simple art journal piece. Here I'm using some texture paste. It's actually the transparent texture paste, and I use that so that the colour would show through a little better and be true to the paint I was mixing with it. Now I'm using this dot fade stencil. It's a Tim Holtz stencil, and I'm just sort of getting a varied stripe through the center of both of these pages. Now I'm really sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. With the holidays and with my university assignments being due over the holidays and during the holidays, I've been rather busy doing schoolwork and entertaining friends and cooking stuff for Christmas. So I'm sorry, but me posting videos sort of had to take a back seat for a while. So what I'm trying to do here is make it look fairly random. So I just keep going in and adding little tiny bits. And here I've used a combination of a Kaisercraft, it's an antique white paint, with a purple from my Liquitex Basics. And I'm going to water this down and have it drip from the center of that dot fade stencil that I'd done. So if any of you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've recently started bullet journaling. So I don't know whether I'll be posting videos about bullet journaling as well on this channel or in a different channel, but you will definitely see bits and pieces of my bullet journaling on Instagram every now and then. I'll see if I can film myself bullet journaling. It's one of those things I really like to just get done. I have been bullet journaling for half of the previous year, and I do find it really helpful to keep myself organized, especially with school. But I'm hoping that it will keep me on track with posting videos a little bit more often for you guys, especially once school finishes for me and I gain my degree halfway through this year. So as you can see, I'm not really worried about the application. I just want it to get on there and move around a bit. And I'm not worried about how thinned out this gets in the center there, because I can always build up more color. It's actually better to go a little bit lighter than go too dark to start with. And me, ever impatient, has to dry it with my heat tool. Watching this after not being able to craft for a while because I haven't had the opportunity with everything going on, it really makes me miss it. So I'll probably get some project done tomorrow. This was done well before Christmas. So here I'm doing the same thing with a light peachy pink color. Trying to move those harsh lines away so it's just nice and softly there and dripping down the page. Now, I had these scraps of I think it's Nina paper, and I've distressed it with my scissors, and now I'm painting it with a grey acrylic, and I'm pretty sure that I add a bit of bronze to it as well because I've used that in the texture paste. And I'm just doing that with my fingers because I don't want a really even coat. I want it a little bit uneven all over them. Sort of wanted them to look a little bit distressed and rusted and just definitely not perfect. So once these are dry, I will be pasting them in the center along where that texture paste was applied. And I will also be using a piece of paper that I cut with an antique rectangle die, but I cut it more like into a square, so I cut it twice. But as you can see, I'm distressing it a little bit more with my scissors, and it's all wonky and out of frame, but you know, what's a video without a little bit of blur? So I also use a piece of pink textured cardstock. It came in a 6x6 pad, and I do colour that piece of cardstock slightly with the pink paint that I've used in the centre there. Here I'm just giving them a little bit of a shine. And I know it sounds crazy, but this platinum mousse sort of dulls back the colour with the shine over the top of it. So it's not so, I don't know, I think it's because it's matte, it just looks really obviously there. But now that I've got bits of shine and grey over it, it's not so obvious. And here I am just rubbing a little bit of that platinum on the top of the textured area to help tie that colour in. Now I'll just stick this down with some regular tacky glue. I've actually run out of the Aleene's tacky glue. I had to use it for an art project for school. But I have plenty of my Simon Says stamp tacky glue. That works just as well, but has a little bit of a finer nozzle, so it just comes out a little bit better. This one is extremely thick and it's hard to get out of the bottle sometimes, but the Simon Says stamp ones have a bit of a thinner bottle, so it's just easy to squeeze the glue out. As you can see, I've trimmed off one bit and moved it over to the other side, creating a visual triangle with those strips. Here I'm considering putting another one in and decide against it. Now I'm just taking a little bit of that bronze coloured paint and using an old loyalty card. And I'm creating just some quick lines with that. Just to put a bit more of that bronze colour back into the background. Now I'm going to use a little bit of that bronze to splatter with. And I'm going to splatter with a little bit of the purple colour mixed in with a bit of that antique white. This card, oh, it's not card, this is art journal, was much quicker than a lot of my previous art journals. And a lot less involved and sort of more freestyle. I didn't really have much of an idea when I started this one. But I think it turned out really well. So, oh, I didn't cut it out with an antique frame die. I must have just torn it out. Well, there you go. You don't need dies to shape pieces of cardstock. So here I'm just colouring this piece of cardstock very similar to the strips of paper that I'd previously put down on the page. And I'm making it perfectly imperfect. But that's fine. Now a little bit of that platinum mousse over the top of it, though I only have to do it around the edges because the center won't be seen, even though I know that. I sort of do a bit in the center. And here's where I realised that pink isn't quite right, so I coloured that piece of cardstock up as well. And now here's the fun bit. Once I've finished with these pieces of cardstock, I'm going to get my Versamark pen out and I'm going to dot all around this piece and put some, I believe it's a liquid platinum embossing powder, and it's very hard to see, but it gives a real nice speckled effect to the page. So here I am using that little hummingbird out of the Take Heart stamp set, which is a little mini stamp set that came in a kit from Simon Says Stamp. I think it came in a kit called Showers and Flowers with another stamp set that had a bunny rabbit and some boots and filled with flowers and stuff in it. Quite a cute little set. And once I've adhered these two pieces down, that's the art journal spread. I had to come back later and re-glue that bit down because it keeps lifting up. But that's fine, it's an art journal piece, it's not on canvas. So I really enjoyed this. This was just so much fun. And there you can see the platinum embossing powder a little bit better. The little tiny hummingbird. So, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. But if you did like it, I'd love it if you subscribed. I'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, have fun crafting your imagination. Bye.